Hey there. Welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle, Visionary Healers, Movers, and Shakers. I am your host, Paulette Rees-Denis, here to bring you magic makers from around the globe, people who are creating change, who have small businesses, large businesses, hobbies, but they are creating the life of their dreams. And that, my friends, is what living is all about. So let us know how you like this episode. Please subscribe, and we'll see you there. Thanks for joining. Hey, my friends, welcome to another episode of Heart and Hustle. We talk with visionaries and healers and shakers and movers and people who are creating change for themselves, living the life of their dreams, but also bringing magic and healing and support, networking with other people to help build all of us up. Right? Because we all need support. We all need connection and tools and ideas and inspirations. And I am here to help you with that as your lifestyle coach, Paulette Rees-Denis. If you are new to me today, I am your lifestyle coach. I run a global dance company. I teach writing and journaling and poetry. I have published 4 books, working on my 5th. I teach yoga and belly dance and play guitar and bam, just crazy, wonderful life. And that's what most of the people here who come to me to be interviewed are multi-passionate, creative, inspired, magical women and some men. and some men. I've interviewed some men too. And today I get to bring you Sandy Zeldes, who is also here in California, not too far away from me, actually. Sandy, hi, welcome.
Hi. So you know how hot it is today. It must be hot over there where you are.
It's not, it's gorgeous.
It's gorgeous. Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like going to be 92 or something.
Oh, that's perfect.
Yeah, I was out walking at 7 this morning and I actually had a hoodie on.
You had what? A hoodie on?
I had a hoodie on.
Yeah.
I love it. No, the weather is gorgeous.
Yeah.
So how are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah. October 1st, here we are.
October
it's the beginning
1st.
Fall started a while ago, but it feels like, I don't know, this is one of my favorite times of year. I used to ride in the fall and the leaves are on the ground and you hear the crunch and the smell of the earth and it's like, oh, it's just heaven. So
yes, it really is. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
I love it. Of course, I love it all. I love it all. I love to be outside and I love to just be part of it.
Yeah.
I have to. I have to be.
Yeah, exactly. I think for what you do, right? You have to ground and really be in yourself and aware and paying attention.
It's mindfulness. It's being aware and breathing and being grateful and, looking at the beauty around you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes we get moving so fast, we forget to stop and turn around or look up, right?
Well, it's funny you say that because one of my favorite things to do, I don't know when it started. It must have started in Hawaii because we could see the stars. Anyway, I don't know. Used to sit outside at night and it was a ritual. It was a ritualistic thing and stare at the stars. And we'd sit on the beach sometimes. And I just realized that nighttime sitting outside is really, even in the rain, I do it. I find a place that I can sit under, but it's, I think it's connecting to something outside of ourselves, but also something inside of ourselves when we're in nature. Yeah. You know what I mean?
I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
And I know, like, I've said this before, but I do walk and run every morning and I take my dog out. And if I don't do it, I mean, it's my morning meditation. It's my connection with myself and my life and the day and how I set my day up for success and pleasure. And, if I don't do it, it's boom, goes out the window. But
it's funny you say that because it's kind of true. Like, and it gets into a pattern. We create habits of forgetting to do, those rituals that help us or those the habits that help us. And it's funny. And I started getting back into my morning practice and it's like jumping into the ocean. It feels so good. Like,
do you realize,
huh?
Do you do that every day?
I mean, I forget sometimes, like I try to do it every day.
Oh,
Even if it's really small, I try to make something really small. If I feel like I'm not focused, it's better to do something rather than nothing, is how I kind of feel it. So,
yeah.
um, sometimes if I have a morning that starts really early, although I try not to do that, I try
I am
to.
so early. I am so early.
But you're an early riser. I mean, I like, even if I rise early, I like that time to myself. I just
Mhm.
always
Yes.
kind of need that. And
Oh, it's
I just like it. It's luxurious to me. You know what I mean?
absolutely, but luxurious, but necessary.
But necessary. And it creates the foundation of the day. You're absolutely right. I really agree with that.
Yeah.
And the same with food and what we do in the morning with our bodies.
Mm. Mm.
You know, that's what we're going to tap into a little today, is how we
Well,
nurture.
I love talking about food. I cook for people. I cook vegan, and I've been vegetarian for like 30 years, but um, I just love cooking. I love food. I love tasting and the bounty of the seasons and nourishing, right? Nourishment is so important. And food is medicine.
Food is medicine, but also how we feel about it is almost more important, and how we feel about our
Okay, so
bodies.
talk to me. So, what's eat like a goddess?
Well, that was just the culmination of kind of everything I feel and do, So, um, really long journey in health and food and healing. My mom was very alternative. We learned to cook. She had us cook. Which was unusual for my generation. We weren't really, none of my friends knew how to cook, no one I grew up with.
Wow.
So, yeah, so we
And where
cooked
were you?
all over the Bay Area,
Okay.
and Southern California, and then later in Hawaii. But, so, and like I was joking about this, I think it was yesterday with someone, that we were at the original, health food stores when they were tiny. I'm Gen X, I'm, older. And I remember when there was no organic food anywhere, there were no farmers markets. That's a movement that we started. Thank you very much. My generation, I feel like, was on top of that. And yep, and I'm proud. And we used to, it was not popular when I was growing up. And I was into it very young. And so it's been a part of me my whole life, probably mostly because of my mother, right? So, she brought us to those health food stores. I still remember. And by the way, I went back to one in the East Bay that's still there. And it was smelt exactly the same, all the health food stores with the bins, right?
Uh-huh.
And so anyway, but it's much bigger now, and it's super busy, and it's not
Good.
this hole in the wall in the middle of nowhere and no one knows it's there behind a thing. And so, and of course, we all know, if you know the Bay Area, that, there's warehouse size, expensive, niche health food stores, not just Whole Foods, which is more of the corporate organic, but, the small scale. Anyway, so it's a beautiful evolution, and I was, one of the early foundations of it. And so I think that started it. And then, in college, I studied, similar topics about why we get sick, more of the psychology and the emotions. And I even wrote a paper I was invited, I should say, to submit that for a PhD thesis. And I was just 22, I wasn't ready. It's like, I'm not doing it now, right? I was like, I need to go live. But
Yeah,
anyway,
wait,
it
yeah.
was really interesting because my whole life I've been asking the same questions and into the same concepts. And it's, really about why. Why do we get sick? Why do these things happen? Why, and it all ties into food and environment and emotions and stress. So it's all this big circle, really. I've come full circle. And so the beginning started with being very educated, having tons of information. I'd studied everything. I used to teach cooking classes at Sur La Table, Whole Foods back in the day. And it
At
was,
Sur La Table, you've taught
it's
cooking.
a long time ago. Yeah.
Ooh,
I've
girl.
had many careers, I'm 57. And
Right,
so
we've done a lot of things.
I've done a lot of, it was a long time ago now. It was, gosh, 25 plus, I've been doing this for a long time. And I used to teach, um, in one of my early positions out of nutrition school, I went back to school in nutrition about 25 years ago. And that's when I had a massive paradigm shift. And I started to question everything I'd known, right? And so I was able to start implementing things that worked for me with cravings and food and feeling satisfied and nourished. But it wasn't the whole enchilada, it was one part. So the deeper nutritional
Mm-hmm.
pieces. So even though I had all this information, um, and was really knowledgeable and finally got the missing links to that knowledge base that solved some of my own cravings and hunger and dissatisfaction with food and my body. It wasn't the whole piece. The second piece came a little bit later, around the same time, but later implemented a couple of years later, um, which was learning about the emotional root causes. You know, it wasn't the fix. Knowing what to do is one piece. And that was huge because a lot of people don't. You know, a lot of my clients start with thinking, you know, they've spent years and years and years focused on food and this cleanse, this diet. You know, we all know there's a million popular
Right.
foods and
Uh-huh.
trends. And if we stay focused on the trends and the external, like I once did, you know, that's only one part of the puzzle. And yes, it solves some of it. It did solve some of it when I ate that way, and I wasn't always able to do it. So times when I wasn't able to do it, you know, when I was stressed, overly stressed, not just, we all have stress. I mean, there's little t stress, big T stress, and the chronic stressors are the ones that really get us.
Mm.
And, you know, what I've seen is that some of these chronic or lifelong or long-term, um, rather hidden negative beliefs or, you know, stressful emotional um, experiences have roots so long ago that we don't even know that it's affecting us. And that's why I call it the subconscious blocks, right? And it happens to all of us. I mean, we don't know what we don't know. And it only comes up when it comes up, you know? And so sometimes it comes up as like that staying in the kitchen all night, not knowing why you're doing it. You're not hungry. You know, this is very common. And, you know, just wanting to kind of unconsciously eat, right? Super
Mhm,
common
mhm,
pattern. Um, and I see that all the time. That's probably one of the number one
mm.
problems. And health conscious women, women who've done it all, you know, my clients are really successful and um, but that's a sign of hidden stress, right? Unconscious stress, I should say. So
Unconscious.
Eat Like a Goddess came about. I'm sorry, I need to come full circle. I have to tell you.
So, no, we're good.
And
I'm
and
following
to
you.
this day, I still love the name. I decided I was going to keep it because I recently was about to do something different with leadership. I talk a lot about leadership because that's the heart of what I do. Self-leadership,
Okay,
responsibility.
what if you had to give yourself a title, what is it that you do?
Well, I help women heal subconscious blocks to cravings and yeah, and weight, and lifelong patterns with food.
And
Yeah.
you do that with coaching, with EFT tapping.
Primarily, I've developed my own approach over 25 plus years now as a chef, nutritionist, and certified advanced EFT practitioner, which is different. And so I use functional medicine and ancestral nutrition, which is just foundational, deep healing, combined with the emotional
Mm,
healing work, which
mm.
is release work. It's not therapy I mean, it's therapeutic, but it's not talk therapy. It's more of like surgical removal of core blocks, I should say, from the past. And usually they're early childhood for most of us, if they've activated a pattern that's kind of lifelong, which
Mhm.
is what I see a lot, right?
Oh, I bet. I bet.
And so this allows us to eat like a goddess, meaning eat what we want, feel nourished, not be obsessed and afraid of foods, you know, which is a common theme out there. Maybe I don't know how much in your it seems like your circles would be very embodied and self-aware and working on healing. And but for a lot of people, a lot of health conscious women, a lot of professionals. The dieting culture just gets worse every year,
Oh,
every
it's
year,
awful. I know.
every year.
Awful.
And there's side effects, and one of the worst is your self-esteem, like you
Yeah.
just keep hurting yourself. It's abusive, and
Yeah.
so
I mean, I see so much, um, what's the word? Unawareness of,
yeah, yeah,
of eating. It's like,
yeah.
do you know what you're eating? Do you know what you're eating? And of course, I'm an animal advocate, so being vegan, I'm always like, do you know what you're eating? Do you know who you're eating? But all that stuff makes such a difference when you don't eat with awareness.
Or I mean, I do think that from what I see, the types of people who are struggling with addiction, it's addictive habits,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
um, addictive cravings. It can be for a lot of them also kind of crave alcohol at night or after work, in the afternoons, or overuse of things to calm and soothe, right? So that pattern, when I see that, um, it's not about knowing what to do, right? Like I said, it's about healing the root causes, so then you have awareness. That's the whole point, is
Right,
to
right.
come back to awareness, and we all get to choose. Um, and so I like to say, I'm not the food police. People think it's always going to be, especially when you say the word nutrition, it's like, oh, like it's traumatizing now, right? And so my version is very different. That's why I eat like a goddess, be nourished, feel good, love food in your body as opposed to fearing.
Sure.
And because that's the external, right? The way we behave with our addictive habits, whatever they are, too. I've had them for sure. Um, it has to do with something else much deeper. Make sense?
Yeah, totally makes sense. Yeah. I mean, there's so much hidden in our bodies. And again, if we don't have awareness, we're not conscious of them. So
And that's the trick. And that's what's so fascinating to me. I was thinking about this morning, Paulette. Um, Kind of looking at the focus of what I really wanted to focus on today, and
mhm,
what really gets me after all these years, and with myself, it's all of us, I feel, are built this way. We don't know what we don't know. We just don't know what we don't know. And so it comes up when it comes up, like something awful happens, something painful, let's say painful, not awful. Something extremely painful happens, right? Um, it could be some kind of breakup. I'm thinking of different clients, like, a breakup, or you're really unhappy at home, or you're really unhappy with the way something's going with work, and yes, the complaint is about the food in the body, but really there's some critical mass that gets hit, right? And it's actually a beautiful thing when it happens, because then some people will finally seek to get to the deeper root cause.
right, right.
And I know that's happened for me. So, it had to like hit my head against the wall for the
Yeah,
last time.
and
And you don't know.
that's a scary place to be because sometimes you don't know
Yeah, you don't know.
who to go to or where to turn or how to get help because sometimes we're afraid to ask for help.
Interesting. Yeah. Yeah, totally. And there's so much shame, right? And so I think the shame is really a core problem. Um, and we blame ourselves. That's the first thing we do. That's one of the blocks, I feel, to um, getting the kind of help we
Yeah.
really need. Not just surface level help where we kind of talk about it, share about it, but the kind of help where we say, hey, I'm going to look at this and see why this happened. And I can tell you from my experience, it's not like we do this to ourselves consciously when we're hurting ourselves, right? In that narcissistic
Right.
relationship, or of course, yeah, but we tell ourselves we're faulty, right? It's how it works. And so the shame and the blame of it when we want to heal is one of the big things to get through.
Yeah,
So
and I think that sometimes when that happens, when somebody starts to feel that, they tend to make fun of themselves or add a haha, of course I felt this way, or and I just like, oh God, don't belittle yourself, don't make fun of yourself.
yeah,
It's a
yeah,
beautiful place to be. I mean, you got to go there. Sometimes you
yeah.
just have to go there so you can go to the next place. Right.
And yeah, and it's kind of like I just feel like everything shows up for a reason.
Yeah.
So all the patterns we do, all of our addictive habits in the past, like there's a time and a place for healing, and we have layers that come off, and you don't know, again, you don't know, like I didn't know what I didn't know. I was eating everything, I mean, from the farmers markets, organic, blah, blah, cooking for myself, and like hungry. And so I didn't know what I didn't know until I sought out my version of help, but I thought I was going to school to um, reinforce what I already believed, and I learned something else, which is a whole other story. But I was willing to learn and grow,
Mhm.
and I did.
Yes.
And it was a massive transition for me because frankly, I thought I knew everything. So I was quite, I know it all, but I didn't know it all.
Right.
So it's led to this profound rest of my life. Like this is the rest of my life. And I was 33. So yeah, a long time ago. So, um, and I still grow from there, right? And so it's being willing to change and be wrong and realize, okay, I didn't know what I didn't know. And so this is the process, and same thing for when we're struggling with like an addictive pattern of any kind, which there's several, in our relationships, um, uh, with food, with our bodies, with the body shame, you know. The roots I find, because I've been doing this 20 plus years
Right.
now, um, are very easy for me to access with a willing participant, with someone who's really willing to look at themselves. Um, it's not hard. It doesn't have to be 100 years and 10 years of therapy. It can be relatively quick, and frankly, I think it should be because,
And it can be enlightening and fun too.
and it's enlightening and fun. And
Yeah.
you realize that's old stuff, that's from childhood, and it makes you who you are today. And it was a path we had to take, is how I feel. That's we integrate it into our lives, and it becomes a gift.
Yeah,
It's a
exactly.
superpower, creates a superpower, right?
Right. Oh, I love that so much.
It's
That's so
it's
good.
kind of true. I see it all the time. And so our wounds are our way, our quantum, like boom, what's it called? The launch pad, if we choose it.
It's true.
And people think of it as a problem, but I'm like, no, let's go do this. Like
No, it is a gift. It is a
it's a
gift.
gift. Yeah.
You got to go down to go up, whatever that is, you know?
And it's like a tapestry. We all have our own. Like who was I talking to? I can't remember now, but it was like last month. I was having a conversation with someone about would you do anything different? Like if you could go back and remove one person from your life or whatever, and I'm not talking about dating people, I'm talking about like your core family or something like that. And you think, gosh, what would I remove something that was really hard or painful or sucky or, abuse or whatever? And you're like, I couldn't remove a single piece because it's made me literally who I
Yes.
am.
Yes,
And I
exactly
don't
right.
hate who I am today. Like I have become so XYZ, because of those experiences. If we choose to word heal sounds like there's something wrong. Like work with it and alchemize
Grow,
it
expand.
and feel healthier because of it, not defeated because of
Well,
it.
I think, and I mean, what are we doing here on earth? We're here to grow. We're here to learn.
Yes.
We're curious. I love that word, to be a possibilitarian, to experience what life has for us and what we have to give to life, both ways, right? I mean, what else are we here for?
I think I think love, but that sounds so cliche, but I think
It's
love.
not cliche. Love is
I mean, it's
fantastic.
everyone says it, but I think that love is everything. And I don't mean the kind of love that I used to do, or, I know like there's so many things we put on it, not codependency, not,
Yeah.
addiction. but genuine love, and we're coming to learn what that is by letting go of all the wounds and the traumas and the stress, and we can feel it's compassion for ourselves and others. Doesn't mean we
Yeah.
can't say no, right? Or disagree or walk away, right? Like the empath, we do the empath thing with when we're healers. It doesn't mean we can't have strong boundaries. In fact, we have more boundaries than ever before,
Yeah.
right?
And I
The
think
more,
that's part of the beauty of living in this life is growing older and having all those experiences and learning those things. I mean, I continue. I continue. There's so much still to experience and learn, and you can't stop me, but and probably not you either. But okay, so what I want to
I
ask
mean,
you,
yeah, please,
okay, I
please,
want to ask you
Paulette.
something.
You can always stop me.
um, so the theme of this is heart and hustle. So I also love to talk about you, Sandy, you as the woman, not necessarily the work that you do all the time, but you as the woman. So what do you do for yourself that feeds you? I know we've kind of hit on this a little bit, but how do you feed yourself?
Oh, I love that question. Wow. To be honest, so it comes back to little things for me. Um, and it's not out in the world. Um, my morning routine is like literally jumping in the ocean. Like it feels like, oh, like I can feel this, it's like you stop time. And it's real hard to explain. So I have different things I've done. It always changes. It's not something that has to be exact. I create my morning time. And that's why I'm really careful about scheduling.
Mhm.
Not because I'm not up early or something like, or I'm lazy or something. I personally think starting my day um, in a way that just really gives something magical, lets me remember who I am, and tap into something deeper than my left brain. Okay. Because left brain's all over the place. I'm pretty left brain, I have to admit. I think my tendency, I thought about that the other day. I'm like, wow, no wonder I get so stuck sometimes. Like, because I have a tendency to sit in my left brain. So, anyway, so my morning routine pushes me back into the heart of me and my right brain, which is, different things I do. And there's 1,000 things I could list for you. It has
Oh
to do
yeah.
with
Mm.
water, it has to do with sitting in the sun, it has to do with sitting and slowing my breath, whatever. I have a million things. So sometimes I do exercises aligning with love, that kind of stuff. Um, it depends on what I'm focusing on.
Mhm. Sure.
And then I have a nighttime routine that actually I haven't been implementing, sad to say. So I'd like to go back to that. So that feeds me.
Mhm.
And, animals in nature, of course, right? So um, I think those are some of the most profound
Nice.
ways. I don't have kids. I think kids very much feed me like my friends' kids. Oh, I used to really, really, really get sad when I would leave, because I enjoy them so much and I didn't have kids of my own. So I do think kids can be one of the most magical things if you have your own family. Um, but for those of us without, it's my animals and my friends' kids. And I used to do a lot of painting. I haven't felt like it anymore. Painting meaning just play. Like
Uh-huh.
I put things together and make like I have actually some beautiful stuff that I used to love doing that with music and so stuff like that. Creative pursuits,
Yeah.
writing.
And that they don't have to be precious.
No, it's just fun.
It's just fun.
It's the process
Yeah.
and cooking, of course.
Oh my
So
God.
this is what makes me sad, and this is why I started cooking classes and eat like a goddess and like because I realized, I mean, I have to go back to this. I realized how few people enjoy food. Women, I'm talking to women.
And enjoy
We
cooking.
don't enjoy food anymore. We don't like to cook, and it makes my heart break as a chef. Like I find so much pleasure. Like to me, it's pure pleasure.
Mhm.
It's not filled with negativity. Do you know how joyous food is for me? Like I have bowls of things around my kitchen. It's like and I just love looking at them. Like I have my bowls and my yellows over here, and I've got all my squashes
Oh,
right now.
I'm all over that, girl. I'm all over
You know what I'm saying? And I've got the little tiny bowls of all my spice mixes, and it's not hard. I'm not like I've got to be so perfect in the kitchen. It's like I just throw stuff together. My first cooking classes were called Play with Your Food. Just get it, yeah, just blah, let's just do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And I always tell people learn to make one thing you love. Don't eat food you hate, learn one thing you love and keep growing on it. And we can begin to love cooking. I mean, it doesn't have to be a chore. I'm thinking of all the moms I work with who they work full time and then they get home and they do everything. And so I get it. I get that that feels like a chore. So there's a lot to unwind there, right? There's a lot of old habits and beliefs going on, probably when we don't enjoy food. Can I tell you a story about this though?
Yeah, and then I have one more question for you, and then we got to wind it up.
Nope, then I'll let you ask your question because
So, what is next for you?
what is next?
Uh-huh.
I've been saying this for a long time though. I mean, at some point, is the group programs with horses. So,
Well,
and hopefully soon, before 2020, I had it all set up. And a lot of things have changed. So, it's not that I don't want to, it's not that I could do it at any time. I just have decided to wait. That's all. But that is what's hopefully next.
so horses.
Yeah, at the work, bringing people to the horses with the work I do.
And do you have a horse?
No, and I don't need one for this. My horse was in pasture for a long time. And originally we were going to work with him. He's really good. He used to be. He's passed on now, but you can also work with other people's horses
Mhm.
that I know, people I know in the field. So,
That's so great you mentioned that. Just gosh, one or two or three interviews ago, I interviewed a woman who does equine coaching up from in
yeah,
Seattle.
I saw that. I saw your
Yeah,
I
yeah.
looked at that.
That's
Yeah.
great. Yeah. So I know a few people who do that, work with mules and work with horses, and it's fascinating to me.
I think experiential is really fun. It's very, very deep, fast, but it also gets everybody together in nature outside. And it's not,
I think that's really important right there.
yeah, yeah. And it's a way to have like a retreat environment that's super experiential and does some really interesting things quickly that you couldn't do otherwise.
Mm,
And it's just beautiful. Yeah.
love that. Well, I hope that you can step into that
Yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen.
when the time is right. Yeah.
When the time's right. Yeah, I can't push it
So
when
good.
it.
So good. Oh my gosh. Wow.
Paula, what's next for you, by the way?
Ooh, wowie. Well, I'm working on my fifth book, which is another poetry book. And I am going to Costa Rica in 2 weeks.
Oh, fun.
And I'm leading a couple of big dance festivals, which is also very exciting.
Oh,
I had kind of semi-retired from my dance company, and now I'm kind of coming back into my dance company. So that's actually really exciting.
wonderful.
And I'm 68, and I'm just loving it, just loving it. But writing is a big deal. Writing is a big deal. Cooking is a big deal. I actually cook for clients every week.
Oh,
I
okay.
used to have a vegetarian restaurant, but now I just cook one vegan day for my clients, and I love that, and they love that, and that just brings me great happiness. And just traveling a little bit. I got my vintage trailer. I got my corgi puppy right here,
Oh, that's great.
and my husband. I'm playing my guitar, and it's just little things and big things.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. It's the little things I think that add up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 And I love living down here in Palm Springs. I love living in the desert. I love being outside. Uh, I love making magic and being magic.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I can tell you feel very happy. Yeah, it's good.
And food is a big deal.
It's a very big deal. It feels really good to start cooking again. I was too busy for a long time, and it was the first time I've ever let myself. And I just started like luxuriating in just little things, not big things with food, just little things. I've got a little juicer. You know what I mean? It's like yeah, all the fun foods I love. Fall has some
Oh,
fun
it's just, yeah.
foods.
Oh,
Yeah.
the bounty.
I know we're so lucky in this area.
Well, and that's, I mean, not even just in our area. I mean, everybody's area. I think everybody's lucky if they tune into
If they find it, that's right. You
they
have to
tune
find it.
into their
It's
area.
less hard to find it in California, I will say.
Oh, that's
I
true.
mean, I have to say, we've got a farmer's market like every day of the week here.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
that's like,
Oh
yeah,
gosh. Oh my God. That's danger, danger, danger to me. I,
totally,
I,
totally.
who knew that I love to go grocery shopping? I freaking love to go
I
grocery
love it. I
shopping.
love it. Yeah, I love it because I only pick the things I want to, I enjoy,
And it's
and
like,
they're
oh, what's
colorful and
that?
they're
Oh, what's
flavorful.
that?
Yeah, yeah, totally, totally.
Anyway, that's so good. Well, Sandy, I'm so glad. Sandy and I have been trying to do this now for about 3 months. We've been having to cancel and cancel and cancel. So I'm so glad we made it happen. I'm so great to meet
Me
you.
too.
So great
So
to
great to meet
share
you.
your work here with our people. And I will, of course, give you all of her contact information um, and where she
Yes, and
is.
Paulette, we have a designated page we've created just for the listeners. And it has my course on DailyOM, my best-selling course on DailyOM, Healing Subconscious Blocks to Weight Loss. And then it has a free link for a download for a 10-minute audio for EFT. And there's a link also if people want to talk more about working together
Fantastic.
to heal
Fantastic.
blocks. Yeah.
You guys will get all that information too. And we're only a couple weeks out, so this will be out in a couple weeks. And
Oh, okay, great.
even though it won't be October 1st, it'll be October, the end of October, but
Fantastic.
that's all right. So anyway, great to meet you. Thank you for sharing your time and space with me and with all of us at Heart and Hustle Land. Sandy Zeldes here from San Diego, beautiful healer, nutritionist, coach, everything.
Thanks, Paulette. Pleasure to be here. Yeah, and they can find it at sandyzeldes.com. And you'll have links, so
There
that's
you
great.
go. That's so good. All right. Anyway, and thank you everybody for being here again with us. Until we meet again, many blessings. And I love you guys. Thank you.